Alrighty guys, so I want to break down some of I'll give you the top 5 things that I look for, whether I'm helping a retail client buy a property or if I'm an investor that's going to be buying a property. When I'm doing my walkthrough, these are the things that I'm looking for. I can do a walkthrough in literally 5 minutes and say if it's going to be a deal or no deal. Number one, I'm going to look at the roof. Is it a 3-tab shingle? Is it an architectural shingle? How many layers and what's the condition? Number two, I'm going to look at the exterior of the property. What is it? Brick, aluminum, vinyl, wood? What's the condition? And am I going to have some major deferred maintenance in the years to come? When I go inside the property, I'll also look at the windows, but that's pretty simple to look. Are they vinyl? Are they wood? Do they have storms? Are they single pane, double pane? When I go inside the property, I'm typically going to go right into the basement or right into the mechanical room where I can see the furnace. I'm going to see, is it 90%? Is it 80%? Really, it's just high efficiency versus lower efficiency. And then I'm looking at the plumbing. I'm looking for copper supply lines and PVC drains. Galvanized and cast iron is going to cause you problems down the road. Typically, you can look at the year built and really determine all of these things. If I'm in the basement, I'm going to look at the foundation. Is it stone, cinder block, concrete? What is it? And then one of the last things I'm going to look at is the electrical. I want to make sure that the panel is the proper size. Again, I'm not going to pull the whole cover off, but I look at the panel and I open the door and it's all the spaces are full. You could have a problem, especially when all the spaces are full and you have a couple of mini breakers in there. You could have a bigger problem. If you go to the exterior, you can usually get a gauge if the panel is going to be, if the wiring is going to be too small for the property. And then the last thing that I'm going to look at is the grading of the property, making sure that it's not in a floodplain and making sure that the grading is correct, because even grading can cost you a ton of money and cost you a lot of issues or cause you a lot of issues with seepage in the basement. One last thing, I know I gave you way more than 5, this is bonus. I'm going to look and see if the basement has any sort of drain tile, whether that's exterior or interior. You typically can know this by locating the sump pit, looking in the pit and seeing how many inlets are coming into the pit in the basement. Or if somebody did it after the fact, you can actually, most of the time, you can see where the concrete was actually trenched. Again, a lot of times you can look at simply the year built and you can know, I can tell you if it is going to be a deal or no deal. Can walk in a property, 2 to 5 minutes max are my walkthroughs. I can determine everything, and that will tell me if I'm going to proceed and look in depth into more things or not. But hey, those are my top, 7, 8, 9 things. Steve Budzik, Eye Candy Realty. You have any real estate questions ever, give me a call.